Thank you once again for joining me in today's journey towards resilience. Our individual resilience and our common resilience, a quality, talent, and capability that we all have that I'm seeking to share these simple words, my humble experiences in this short life with you and for yours. Now, this one today, I'm just kind of not really just ramble on, but this came to me just now for this topic today. I'm going to call this one, The Mountains Are Calling. I will see where this goes. I'm saying the mountains are calling, and also say mountains to me actually did call. And actually, I feel like I have answered. It felt almost like a summons. Not in a bad way, like in a court or through a subpoena. I don't want that. I've had it before, but I don't want that in this discussion. But pardon me, but in my quest for producing a quality sound on my trumpet, I have to mention another fantastic band. As I mentioned to you, my beauty, what drives me is currency. Currency in 4 areas: money, music, light, and energy. This part of the discussion is about music. And I just happened upon this band. The name is called Mama Terra. I think out of all places, Scotland. And when I bumped into them, literally online, they present some of the most fabulous, wonderful music I have ever heard. Anyway, their debut album is called just that, The Summoned. So when I mentioned the call of the mountains at the outset of this episode today, and the daily call I feel that I receive from mountains, I feel compelled to answer, to respond, to move and act forward. And not by coincidence, mountains imply or strongly suggest that you climb them, that you ascend them. I guess you could choose to go around the mountain or a large hill or an obstacle directly in front of you. That's an option. Like, taking the scenic route around a mountain. But doing that, you can imagine, would make that journey a bit longer and probably take more time. But in terms of moving over and around the obstacle or mountain, you still gotta traverse the territory. Still gotta cross that ground. One step forward. You gotta move forward. When I mentioned the mountains calling and my response to that call, I spoke of the physical ones that really inspire me just from their presence and their majesty. But if you're like me, I also tend to produce my own internal and mental mountains for myself and then for me to address. Kind of like what I mentioned, I'm instituting or putting in place a new scenic route unnecessarily that I talked about earlier. Unnecessary and circuitous on my journey by putting in these new mountains for myself. Perfect for my experience in learning and growing and overcoming things. But you would think, Ming, you can make your journey a whole lot easier in navigating your journey without putting in new obstacles. But when my own arrogance, my own vanity gets in the way of my courage to step into that breach or onto that edge of uncertainty, I make the pretty and imposing mountains more obscured by my own fantasies of grandeur. Let's make this trip even more difficult. Maybe put my left shoe on my right foot and walk on my hands. I mean, something as crazy as that kind of like gives context to how many times I made my journeys, the small ones, the mini journeys, more difficult than they needed to be. We have enough mountains prescribed for our individual and collective journeys. There's no need to make more of them. I will make the effort to remember my own metric for resilience. Very simple. To have more courage over arrogance, more courage over vanity. Yes, I am sharing this with you. I am by no means any guru or sage or anything that can give you the answer. I can only give you more questions for you to develop and self-discover your journey. But right now, in this moment, restating that to you is really to remind myself of my own metric. Have more courage than arrogance. If I can just recall that, almost part of that, as part of that mantra, the daily mantra, made part of my own personal introductory to the meeting of urgency today. I should consider that. As simple as it is, there's no problem for me to remember that, restate that to myself, even write it down, or pray it out loud, or write it out loud. Have more courage than vanity. Even when mountains are calling, don't make those echoes drown out with the new creation of internal mountains that I have created for myself. Maybe it's definitely a reminder to me, and I offer that to you today. Enjoy the ascension. Enjoy your response to the call. Enjoy the movement to the mountain of lessons in each moment and in each day. As they say in the Stoic philosophy, the obstacle is the way. Not to avoid, not to cower from, not to become afraid of. As they say, seize the day, take the mountain, take the hill, enjoy the ascension. Stay present, stay current. As always, we're here together, and it's still 8:20.